Hi everyone, my name's Kirsty and this is my first time doing a Top 5s Wednesday video. Top 5 Wednesday was created by Ginger Reads Laney and I'll leave a link to her channel down below and also the Goodreads group so you can check it out yourself. So I've got 4 books to show you today. The 5th one is an audiobook. So I'll start with the audiobook. At number 5 is Amy Poehler's Yes Please. This is the first audiobook I've ever managed to successfully listen to all the way through. It's definitely the audiobook that I think got me into audiobooks and I'm so happy that I listened to it. I've heard it's a good read as well, but I definitely highly recommend listening to the audiobook. Amy actually reads the audiobook herself, so that makes it well worth checking out. And also she gets loads of special guests on there. At number 4, I've got This Little Piggy by Bay Davenport. This is a historical fiction sort of mystery novel based in 1984 when there was a miners' strike in northern England. The story follows a journalist named Claire and she sort of digs too deep into a certain story. I don't want to say too much because I don't want to ruin it for you if you want to check this out. Basically a baby gets murdered, which makes it quite difficult reading material. But if you're able to get through that, this takes you on quite the journey. I really don't want to say too much because let's just say I sometimes feel like I can guess what happens in stories and I did not see this coming at all. It surprised me so much. I found it quite a slow read even though it's not a very long book. It's about 300 pages, not even that. But it took me quite a while to get through just because of the subject matter, but it's really worth it. I highly recommend you pick this one up. Then my pick for number 3 is City of Glass by Cassandra Clare. This one will come to little surprise to any of you that have subscribed to me. I've been reading this series recently and I've raved about how much I loved this particular book. I just like how everything gets wrapped up in this one. You have everything in this. There's action, adventure, love, deception. I just love this one. I also like, I've discovered this quite recently, how there's a tie-in at the very end in the epilogue. I didn't notice it, I had to go back and reread, but you actually get to see a character in this. You'll know what I'm on about if you've actually read The Infernal Devices. I don't want to say anything more than that, I don't want to ruin this for anyone, but I loved how there was a little tie in there and I just love this book. My pick for number 2 is Divergent by Veronica Roth. I read this at the very beginning of the year. It's the first book I read this year. I flew through it in a day or two. It caught me really by surprise. I wasn't expecting to love this book. My boyfriend bought me it for Christmas. He bought me the whole box set for Christmas. And I didn't really know an awful lot going into it. And I'm glad I didn't because this really took me by surprise. In case you don't know what Divergent's about, it's a dystopian novel, a young adult dystopian novel, where you follow a girl called Triss as she picks a faction to live in this dystopian world, and it goes against everything that she's been brought up to sort of be like. It's literally like she's going from one extreme to the other, and it's just about her story and how she develops in this life. If you haven't read this yet, what planet have you been on? Pick it. Finally, I've got quite a slightly less unknown choice for my number 1 slot, and I really want more people to pick this book up. I think it's fantastic. It's his debut novel and it's a legal thriller, and I like this one because this is actually an art copy, but on this bit we've got Meet Eddie Flynn, lawyer, husband, father, but then I've got a second cover after that and it says Meet Eddie Flynn, con artist, liar and drunk. And which one of these versions of this man would you want defending you? Basically, this guy's daughter gets kidnapped by some criminals, basically. They blackmail him to help him in court, to, like, get a guy off in court, or implicate a guy, I can't remember which, implicate another guy in court, and get this main sort of mafia guy off the hook. The thing that really gripped me with this book was from the beginning, it had me sort of biting my nails. The character Eddie Flynn is forced to actually go into court with a bomb attached to him, and he has to find a way of getting through the metal detectors without sort of getting himself searched. And from there I was just hooked. I highly recommend this. It keeps you guessing. You never know what's going to come next, and I loved it for that. I highly, highly recommend this book. So there we have it. There are my top 5 books of the year so far. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, give me a comment down below if you've read any of these books, especially if you've read The Defence. I'd love to stumble upon more people that have read The Defence. I hope this encourages you to pick it up. Yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on Friday with my May wrap up. Bye bye!